Alright, this should be the last segment. So we did the majors, we did the bass strings, which are just the solid ones. Now we're going to look at the minors. We're not going to get to half diminished today. I don't know how that affects any of this. But you can look at, the half diminished as the D minor plus the seventh, but I wouldn't hazard a guess to how chord inversions are going to deal with it. Because what happens with the half diminished, if you just take an Aeolian and take everything up one scale member, it goes way up out of the box. You take an Ionian, have everything go down one scale member, and it goes way out of the box. If you take a Dorian and add a seventh, you're doing good. Because it's so wonderful how you can just add that seventh. It adds so much. So much to it. Just an easy way to play one. The solids are what they are, and these are similarly, they have the same function, except it says these chords play the inversions only when not played fully barred. That may or may not be true. In my next few charts, I think I'm going to have to make this clear, the difference between playing the top part of a chord of arpeggio and playing the top part of a barred chord. Because when you bar a chord, you're losing something. But people, want to bar a chord just to play a chord. And it's fun. So, we'll get to that. Let's just do the solids first. So we got G minor, E minor, and C minor, right? We'll go over here. What do we have here? We've got all three of them on each one of the charts. So what it means is a G minor, as usual, is a bass, is a root chord. There's a root minor there. 2, 4, 6 is Dorian root minor. Okay? And similarly down here, you have 3, 5, 7. That's Phrygian root minor. So G minor's root minor. Okay? According to the chart. Alright, so we got two choices. We can go to first and second inversion, or we can show how A minor is also root minor. Now this G minor works for all three. So it works for Dorian, Phrygian, and Aeolian, the same. Let's look at how A minor is also root minor for all three. So I find any A minor, because it works for all three. That's what the chart says. There it is. 7, 3, 5. 7, 3, 5. That's second inversion. But look at this. 3, 5, 7. Okay, so A minor is also a root chord if you just play the top three. So G minor is a root chord on the bass, like that, and A minor is a root chord if you just play the top three. It's also a second inversion chord, and that works for Phrygian, D minor, E minor, and A minor. They're all the same. Let's bump down to A minor Aeolian. So there's 6 root 3. That is a relative root A minor chord. Alright, play it up here. So it would be right off the 5th there. It'd be something like open E on the top. Isn't it easy? Easy. Back to the chart. So that's why A minor in all three is also root. Now we're going to do E minor and G minor for the first inversion. Alright, let's look up here at Dorian. First inversion, Dorian's 2-4-6, so first inversion is 4-6-2. Look for a first inversion down here, 4-6-2. Alright, and that is E minor. That's all that's saying. Now, if you bar an E minor chord, you're going to likely be looking at a 6-2-4, which is second inversion. E chord is usually second inversion. You think of E chord as second inversion because that's where the fingers are going. That's second inversion. But if you play it from the bass, 4-6-2, that's first inversion D minor. Top 2 also the top is first inversion. Okay, if you're playing it like a chord, like an arpeggio, like that, starting from the fourth. You're not going to start from the second when you're playing a first inversion arpeggio. So that's why E minor has earned its place in this chart right here, and that goes for all three, second, third, and sixth minors. Now G minor has a first inversion that doesn't start on the bass. Let's look at G minor. We know G minor is the bass, 3-5-7, 3-5-7, but we want a first inversion 5-7-3. 5-7-3 right there, 3 to the bar, 3 to the minor bar. Oh, that's trouble. 5-7-3. Where's the 5-7-3? Oh. That's probably way up here, you know. So that is first inversion, E minor. E minor. First inversion, E minor. Alright? So that's why E minor has earned its place in the chart in here. And that's for all three. So this is the first inversion E minor, first inversion D minor, and first inversion A minor. But that's root 3-6. By the way, the first inversion is like a sixth chord built off of the relative major. So E minor, go up one pentatonic scale number. E minor is the relative sixth of G. If you play a G chord and play a G6 chord, you're playing an E minor first inversion. Big deal. It doesn't have any usefulness to me except just to recognize things like that. You know, it's not apparent to me right now that I could use that information. It's kind of useful information, but it's worthy of mention. All right. So as you know, C minor is the second inversion major, and C minor is also second inversion. D minor is also second inversion because it's shaped like that.